those wonderful scriptures, but we're going to find out. Because you are students of great faith, students of the Word. So you're probably going to end up creating a couple of departments that don't exist. Because the departments that exist. And they already have leaders. Yeah, so that's right. So let's look at a few documents that you have. Take the shape quiz about yourself and colleagues. The last time we came together, we had the shapes and we did all that. We had fun with that, the first class, and you know, I'm totally this triangle. Well, what's nice about this is the part 2 of that. This is for your own personal reading. None of this will be on the examination. This is all to go into your library for developing as a leader. I will also give you 4 or 5, 6, maybe 10, possibly 10 YouTube courses that I'm asking you to take in your own development, because I am in a place where I love the most. My one passion is teaching, and my second passion is teaching on leadership. So I get to teach, and I get to teach on leadership, on administration and leadership. That is just like over the top for me. So I had tons and tons and tons of materials to give to you, because I have spent the last 30 plus years of my life before I met Bishop just becoming a better leader. And I love doing it. I just love walking in and watching people come from, you mean you want me to lead? Yes, you can do this. And I will hold your hand all the way through it, and when you make your bumps and bruises, I'll pick you up and say, come on, we got a vision, you hear me, we got a cake to bake. I'm always gonna say that. You're gonna hear me say it all the time. Minister Gravity has this diamond in the rough, I'm baking a cake. I have only baked one cake in my whole life. I'm not even a baker. But for some reason, God has given me the phrase that, come on, we got a cake to bake. So I said, cake to bake. Jesus said, we have fishes to catch. We have men to catch. So everybody's got their phrase. I don't know what your phrase is. But take the quiz, take the shape quiz. It's not only, what it goes on to tell you is, all right, if I just go to the triangle real quickly, and I'm not going to stay there, it tells you if you are a triangle, it tells you who you are. That's on page 2 of 5. It tells you your characteristics. It tells you your meeting behavior. If you like meetings, flip over. It tells you how to improve if you're a triangle. And before, we couldn't tell us, how do I improve? Slow down, Donna. Don't shoot from the hip, Donna. Attend to necessary details, even if you delegate them. Develop more interest in the opinions of others. Give people more room to grow, to come to board. Give people more room to come on board. Learn to have more fun just for the sake of it. Be aware of your impact on others. And then what I like about it, I want you to just put a check by your particular shape. It says to work best with you. Others need to remember. So I like what you need to remember to work with me. But then when I find out who you are, I need to know how to work best with you. And that whole, when others work with you, I've used this. I said, you know what? To work with me, let me tell you what I need. Yeah? There's several right here. Yeah. It says to work with a triangle, tell me, present the goal and the big picture. I don't want to know all the details. When I sit down and talk to, I'll use Minister Kabuya and Ms. Webb and Mrs. Yvette Webb, and I'll ask them several things, and they'll start, well, you know, we had to do this, and it cost that, and I'm like, I don't want to know all that. Because to work with me, a triangle, top down, present the goal and the big picture, explain the why for me. The why is important. Why are we doing this? Not how we're going to do it, because that's somebody else's job. Because I'm going to hit it and then I'm moving on. And then provide stretch milestones and targets. For me, this is where we're going to be. Deadlines are big for me. This is where we're going to be. I'm going to be in this meeting right now. I probably won't pop in another meeting, probably close to the event. And so folks who think I'm going to be in all those little meetings and go around and around, we should have blue. No, we should have orange. No, I think we need to wear flowers. No, I think we need, listen, I'm going to be in that first meeting. I'm going to come right close to 24 hours or 48 hours before the event And I'm gonna remember what was said in that first meeting. I'm gonna say, well, didn't we say, I always never apologize. Well, I haven't been in the last meetings. Have I not? Did you not remember that in all of our dance rehearsals? You know, I go to the first rehearsal and lay all this great foundation, and then I come back and see that we are, yeah, they're so far-fetched. We've been in a long meeting for the encounter, and then we get into the meeting 2 days before the encounter. I haven't been in any more meetings since the first one, because I don't want to do all those. I don't want to do all that. That's how to work with me. And then finally, be succinct and provide support for the details. And so that's just, if you're gonna do all that, it's the why for me. This will help anybody who works with you. And the other thing that I always add to how to work best with me is don't touch my stuff. This is my stuff. And it's because I was pretty much raised as an only child. My sister left when I was 12. My husband was raised pretty much he was raised as an only child. So we get along perfectly because we absolutely understand this is my stuff. And don't touch my stuff, and I won't touch yours. That means don't come by my desk and grab my stapler. That means don't come by my desk and grab my ink pen. And I will never touch yours. I will never touch yours. A good leader, and you're going to hear me change some terminology from leader to the word administrator. I saw this chalk, and it probably has been here for many, 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 many years. So if this doesn't work, I would guess that dry erase board this marker might be correct.
It should be, yes.
Find out. Yeah. Now this will be on your test. And this is important. A good leader, when they step into any situation, they want to, first of all, there's 3 things, only 3 things. How many? 3. 3 things. I'm going to say the word administrator because I heard this as a young principal. I use it in ministry, I use it anywhere I go. And the first thing that you want to do when you step into any situation, organization, ministry department, on your job, eliminate waste. That's waste of time, that's waste of equipment, that's waste of supplies. Stop costing the company money. That's waste. If there is a schedule for your team to be at, if they're supposed to be at prayer, then we need to be at prayer. To model that, you cannot police if you're not there. You can't police and say, be here at 7 and you walking in at 10. You can't say, be here at 7 and you get in at 7:30. You can't police anybody and no one will follow you. You can't police it if you're not there to police it. So you want to, first of all, eliminate waste of time, supplies, equipment, hours on the clock, ink pens, paper, just chitter chatter, eliminating waste. And when there is a schedule, then you automatically have a tool that you can tell anyone, oh, are we supposed to be right here? What time is it? What time is it? A good leader, a good administrator, and you're going to take these things into life. The best way to automatically walk into a room when God places you there is always keep a clipboard. Clipboard just makes people think you write down stuff. It works. I said it to leadership all the time. I said it to principals all the time. My principal uses it on me, Mr. Sanders. He walk around with a little clipboard, and he'll just stop and look and just start jotting something down. And then he'll walk around the campus on the morning, middle school campus. He just stand there. You could just see him all the way across. He just look around and write something. I said, what is he writing on that clipboard? I don't know what he's writing on that clipboard, but that clipboard was kind of intimidating. Because I didn't know what he had on that clipboard until the day I came in late. The day I came in late, he came to my class one time in 14 years, and he put that little pink slip on my desk. He said, I know that you were late today. It never happened again. Clipboards work, that clipboard. We're talking about leadership. After you eliminate waste, a good leader increase productivity. When the wasted time is gone, productivity takes place. When the waste of supplies, equipment and all that other stuff that people do, excuses, eliminate the waste of excuses. Well, I didn't get it done. I didn't get it done. When you eliminate it, productivity takes place. And then finally, this is what happens. And it only happens for those who are working. Workers like this last one. I like this last one. Hopefully you like this last one. Eliminate waste, increase productivity. This is an automatic. You don't have to do this one. This is the byproduct of these two. Morale increases. Your team is happy. The workers are happy. The workers who are working are happy because you've gotten all the people who've been shamming. The shammers are not happy. The skaters are not happy. The late people are not happy. The procrastinators are not happy because you just killed all that. You just shut it all down. And be okay with that, because you're going to have to take the bullets that come with that. Now, if you want to be everybody's friend as a leader, you're never going to lead, because leadership is lonely. You can't lead and be their friend. And you're going to find out you can be friends up until you get the promotion. And when you get the promotion, you're going to find out who your real friends are. Because as long as you were hanging out and talking about everybody and here with this person, here with that person, then now you're the boss. Even in ministry, you're going to discover, oh, you're not so liked so much. And so with that, these were the first 3 principles that Dr. Thompson taught us as young principals. And these are principles that I use today. First of all, I'm going to eliminate waste. I'm going to clean the place up. It has to look like a ministry of excellence. It has to be cleaned up. We got to clean this place up. Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. I told you my cleanup story, right? Did I tell you about my cleanup story? Well, cleaning up is just a word that I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to throw away all the trash and make sure everything looks good. I'm going to make sure, thank you. I'm going to make sure as a leader that it looks like the ministry that it represents, whether it's ministry, whether it's your life, whether it's your home, whether it's your job, whether it's your apartment, whether it's wherever you are, it absolutely reflects you. Not what we see when you come out the doors, because everybody can fix ourselves up. I've had too many friends, I mean, they're looking immaculate on the outside, and you see them out, everything, all the details in place, and you look in their car, you say, first look at their car. And one day I particularly just went over to one of my girlfriend's home, and it was a wreck. I couldn't believe it was a wreck. It was so much a wreck, I didn't even want to eat at her house. But just seeing her and her girls, you would have thought, oh my goodness, she just has it all together. And so, where are we going with this? Eliminate waste. And so as I returned back to the school, I had been in the school for 3 years because of all of the physical challenges. Bishop said, you gotta be in the school, we need you in the school. So I went back to the school, which is not anything hard for me. So I went back to the school and I found myself just cleaning rooms and cleaning rooms with this attitude, I'm gonna eliminate waste. I asked the teachers, give me all the schedules. Give me the schedules of everyone, so I know what everybody is supposed to be doing. Going through rooms, throwing away trash. How did this room get like this? How did this room get like this? How did this happen? I just kept asking, how did it happen? How did it happen? I mean, it took me weeks, at least 5 or 6 weeks, just, and I say cleaning, it wasn't delegating, it was cleaning myself. I wasn't delegating saying, you go and clean that. I literally cleaned many of those rooms along with a team of people. I asked ladies in WOW to come up, and they came up, my children came up. Ms. Yvette Webb, hats off to you, she was right there with me. We were moving and hauling and throwing away. We had so much stuff. And then one night, on Wednesday night, I'm going to clean up, say clean up. I went before Bible study on the Wednesday. Now we're in the 1 week before school is about to open. And I am out of it. I do not want to go to worship. I do not want to enter into worship. I am heated. Steam is coming out of my ears, my nose, and I am just exhausted because I have given 10 to 12 hours every day for the last 5 weeks cleaning this school up. Don't shake your head at the school. You got to clean up some areas too. Yeah, because God's a God of order. Before he can raise you up, he got to clean it up. Before he can raise you up, he's got to clean it up. And so, so anyway, I went before Minister Grab. He had a word, you know, oh, the water is flowing. I forgot what she said. Oh, something about the Spirit is flowing. Just come closer. And I was like, I don't want to come closer. It's just like, oh, it's just a fresh wind. Exactly. I used to know what she said, but I've told the story so many times I forgot. With time of refreshing. That was exactly. You can turn the heat off. It's working now. She said, it's time of refreshing. Well, I don't want to be refreshed. I am steamy. I'm hot. I don't want to be refreshed. And so she said, just the music, worship, everybody. So finally, you can always tell when God is dealing with you. Just look around and see what's happening with everybody else. So I'm looking all around the church and time of refreshing. And everybody's all Francine. I mean, they're all at the altar. So, you know how close I sit to the altar. So I said, well, maybe I need to get a little closer because I am not sensing this time of refreshing. I don't feel refreshed. So I came a little closer, took about 3 steps from my seat. I'm looking around here. Still, they're really into this tonight. So let me just get a little closer. So I just make these little baby steps like I'm really trying to get as close as I can because I'm trying to get in this. Because I realize I'm not in it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not in it. I am not connecting. I'm not trying to find it. Because I really think that somebody else should be doing what I'm doing. I should not be doing this. This is not what when Bishop said go back to the school. I did not see me doing this. What am I saying? Leadership, many times, what you think you're called to do is not what you see yourself doing, but you need to see yourself doing it. And I did not have the right attitude. I was steaming and fussing and upset about it all, but doing it at the same time because I had to eliminate the waste, and it was a lot of waste. Finally, I get all the way to the altar, so now I get on my knees. Because I'm at the altar, all right, I'm not all right, I'm not feeling it still. I got on my knees, and I kid you not, I did not open my mouth. And I just kept asking God, I said, what am I doing? In my heart, you can really speak to God in your heart and not open your mouth. I was like, what am I doing? And so now I'm crying, because now he's not even answering me. And everybody's really feeling this thing, and Mr. Phillips is not backing up. He is going deeper, and everybody's going deeper, and I'm asking the Lord, what am I doing? And I heard him say clearly, keep doing what you're doing. Wow. So that wasn't enough. And so I'm like, keep doing what I'm doing. And all I said in my heart, I said, all I'm doing is cleaning. Wow. And it was with that attitude in my heart. I didn't understand Minister Reggie when he said, stay in the attitude of prayer. I said, what is the attitude of prayer? But I had an attitude of disgust. I knew what that attitude was. I said, all I'm doing is cleaning. That's what I was saying in my heart. All I'm doing is cleaning. You're saying, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. All I'm doing is cleaning. I'm cleaning one room after the other room after the other room. The Lord clearly said this. He said, clean it up and I'll fill it up.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Clean it up and I'll fill it up. After that happened, I had a time of refreshing. I got a word from the Lord. I don't know what Bishop preached on that night. I can't tell you one word, and I guarantee you I sat like she did. I sat there and I took a lot of notes, but all I heard was clean it up and I'll fill it up. Guess what happened the next day? Good morning, HC. So glad to see everybody. Come on in. Oh, we've been cleaning up today. Come on. Let's move these chairs. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's get these rooms over here. We're going to put this up. Come on. Let's move. And I went to work. Happy as could be. Staff pulled me aside saying, what are you doing? I was on 110. I was cleaning and moving and shucking and putting. I would not stop. My kids said, what are you doing? I said, I'm cleaning. The Lord told me to clean it up. I'm telling everybody that I know. The Lord said, clean it up. I'll feel it. I'll clean it up. I'll feel it. Clean it up. I'll clean it up. I'll clean it up. So the point is, what are we saying when it comes to leadership? The job is not a glorious job. Jesus faced the cross. It's not going to be peaches and cream. Jesus dealt with persecution all the time. It's not going to be some pinnacle where you sit there and everybody comes to serve you. It's not gonna be that, and here we are. And you might not be liked. And there may not be a whole lot of friends. And you're gonna look around and sometimes it's just gonna be like myself, coming down the hall in total darkness tonight. All the way from one side of the church to the other side to close down the school office, to grab all my books, and here I'm coming, I'm going to college. And I've been up at the school since 7 o'clock this morning, and I've been awake since 6:15. So it's not always gonna be that pie in the sky. And here's the biggest part. There might not be anybody to pat you on the back and say, hey, you did really good, I'm proud. You might not even get that. So in the eliminating of the waste and in the increasing of productivity, it all has to be done as unto the Lord. It has to be done as unto the Lord. You have to know, not only is he in you, but he sees you. Not only is God in you, he sees you. Not only is God in you, not only is he helping you, but he sees you. Not only is he in you, he equips you. Not only is he in you, he strengthens you. Not only is he in you, he anoints you, appoints you, he raises you up. God is with you. He's for you. And he sees you. And that's the prize you want. That's the pat on the back you want. Not necessarily the pastor or his wife who may not see you. And not necessarily on a Sunday are you going to get to be called up on the platform because you were called. You were there. But more importantly, that God sees you. And that's the greatest joy. That's the greatest joy. That's the backside of leadership. We can read the book, we can read it all, but that's it in a nutshell. So as you eliminate waste, productivity automatically just increases. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when you eliminate the waste. All the people that are wasting, they're going to leave.
Wow. Thank you.
Because they're a part of the waste.
Mm.
And they are costing you your ministry, your job, your business. They cost you more money than the person who's working. And so that's all happened. And so I had folks who, when I saw the schedule, I said, oh, this is what the schedule says. This is where we're supposed to be. Oh, yeah. Oh, so what's going on? What's going on today? Oh, okay. Then let's stick to the schedule. So that comes with every department, sticking to the schedule. I can tell you as you step into this road going into 2020, there's been a lot of lackadaisical, and I will say this, most people don't believe anybody's watching. Yeah. And so since there's nobody watching, there's nobody policing, we just come into our department when we want to. We start up the cameras, we start up this sound, we might go to the bookstore, we just show up when we feel like it, and it's just lying dormant. Well, it's time for the ministry to go to the next level. Maxwell calls it lid. The law of the lid. Lid. The law of the lid. He says whenever you find yourself in life coming to a place where you have to stand still, where there's a ceiling on your finances, a ceiling on your ministry, a ceiling in your life, a ceiling in where you feel you're like, nothing's happening.
Yes, sir.
I'm just like her. I wake up and it's her. And I say, then you have reached the lid. You reached the ceiling on where you're needing to go and where you wanting to go. And what do you need? You need a lid lifter. You need something to lift you up out of that slump, lift you up out of that place of complacency, leader, lift you up out of that place where you don't feel like I'm growing, I'm not moving. So how do we get there? We come to HCC. That will just shake you up out of your comfort zone. You enroll in college, you enroll in Christian college, and you become a great leader, and you begin to get a new assignment. And that new assignment will just raise the lid on your potential. Because for it to raise, you have to be doing something. You have to be doing something. Most time your lid comes when you find yourself sitting around thinking somebody else ought to do something. Well, somebody else just ought to make that, and somebody else ought to. And then you become so disgusted, and then the more you talk about it, you lean over and tell somebody else, and You trying to tell somebody else because you're really frustrated because you see that somebody else ought to do something. And God dealt with me many years ago, you know my story. I said, you know, somebody just ought to do that. Somebody ought to. Somebody, you know, and finally God just say, you are that somebody. So I can tell you, when you get to your lid, you blaming the people, and you're blaming the family, and you're blaming the children, or you're blaming the grandchildren, and you're blaming whoever you want to blame, I can tell you what, on that day, find an answer, and the answer is in you. The answer is in you. And if it's not even your ability, it's not even something that you normally do, then find the help to help you do it. And this is what will happen. Once you get started, happy in your assignment, Adam. Once you get started, happy in your assignment, Adam. And Adam was happy in his assignment. Adam named the animals. Adam named the animals. Adam named more animals. Clouds, flowers, he named all of the vegetation. He worked, his fellowship with God. And because he was happy in his assignment, it wasn't because he needed help. God just says, oh, not good for him to be by himself. So help will come when you find yourself happy. Help is not going to come when you find yourself complaining. Because if you're complaining, what will you probably do to the help? Complain. Girl, I'm so glad you came. We've been dealing with all this stuff. Oh, girl, there's nothing's been going on around here. We've just been, girl, I'm so glad you're here. Lord, I'm so, girl, you should see the mess. You should see the mess they got. But I'm so glad you're here. Lord, we're going to be here all night. We've been here working. I'm so glad you're here. And so, they're going to come when you're happy. Happy in the assignment. And the best leader is a happy leader. And a happy leader comes from being grateful that you're actually being called by God and used by God to lead somebody. We'll get into the text. Every leader has a sphere of influence. Every leader has a sphere of influence. Every leader has a sphere of influence. Over in Exodus, Moses had led the children of Israel out of Egypt. And Moses sat and he heard the complaints of all of the people. We know that there were millions that came out of Egypt, right? Mm-hmm. And so Moses' father-in-law, what was his father-in-law's name? Jethro. He comes to visit with probably the family, and he was all a part of that group that probably came out of Egypt. Maybe not. I don't know the story behind Jethro. Maybe somebody might go that far and find out. Pastor, you can correct me when I'm all done, but I don't guess he was an Egyptian because Moses didn't marry an Egyptian. That was the whole argument about why the sister and brother didn't like the sister-in-law because she wasn't one of us. So chances are Jethro wasn't one of them. So anyway, Jethro was coming over to Moses and you know, are you in this for the long haul? Are you going to be around here a long time? And Moses said, yeah, I think I'm going to be around here a long time. He said, then choose from among you. You can't answer all these problems. You just need to answer just the big issues, the real serious issues. Choose among you men who are, and he used the word in scripture, rulers. Rulers of 10. Rulers of 100. Rulers of 1,000. Scripture goes on to tell us that he said, choose from among you men who are rulers of 10,000, the tens of thousands. Not 10,000, the tens of thousands, meaning 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, 80,000. Why would he not say that if they weren't already there? He wasn't trying to grow the church. It was clear he had that many people, so he needed rulers that could be rulers of the tens of thousands. Or he would have said, oh, if it's just a small group, get you a couple of rulers that can rule the tens and the hundreds. And the scripture would have stopped there. But it was that many people, 1 million people, there were tens of thousands that he needed to guide and lead. And so everyone around this room, you all have a sphere of influence. You all have a number of people that you can lead. For some, in the military terms, all of you in military, my sons always talk about E5, E6, E7. I understand that's just more people that's going to follow you. And in the beginning, you don't follow anybody, you are the follower. I mean, you don't lead anybody, you're the follower. Mm-hmm. And so, this will tell you right here, in your past, have you ever led 10 people? And if you have, when? And where did you lead them? I'm not talking about your girlfriends. I'm talking about a position that perhaps you might have served on your job. Think about that. What is your sphere of influence? When and if ever have you led 100 people? Organized. When and if ever have you led 1,000? When and if ever have you led 10,000? Tens of thousands. And so with that, is that the white board?
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
because I was like, is this kind of one of those pastors? Because it was awful dirty. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Okay, so, all right, so I get it. So with the tens of thousands, so here, you want to probably start pondering this concept. And what does it look like? Because this is what I'm going to tell you. God has already shown you the group that you're going to lead. He's already shown you. For some, you see yourself talking to a small group of ladies, a small group of men. God might see you leading X amount of folks, and you see it. Bishop Houpe said, Bishop Houpe said, what do you see? We came out of the encounter. So who do you see yourself leading? You've seen it. And then where are they? And why have they not manifested? Perhaps it's what I'm doing today that has not brought them to a place of fruition. So what is your sphere of influence? What are your weaknesses as a leader? We did the personality test. What are your strengths? And when you're building your staff, you build your staff to staff your weaknesses. And it takes someone very, very, very whole in their soul to identify their weaknesses and staff their weaknesses. But if you have everyone around you like you, everyone's just like you, then you have a one-dimensional leadership. When everybody looks like you, sound like you, and they like you, and you like them, and we're all happy, you got one-dimensional leadership. But when you begin to diversify your surroundings, let me get